So I've got one of my racing drones that I'm using. I've got this Instago 360, this camera right here. Amazing camera. I got it strapped to the front of my drone. That's what I'm filming with. And you can see these trees are all overgrown. There's some branches on the gum trees that are overhanging the house that are overweight. I can barely fly around the house because the branches are just so thick. And on this live oak right here that you can see I'm flying around, the branches are just sagging because there's so much weight on this majestic live oak. So I'm going to trim all these with a pole saw and hit all the tips. It looks like as I was flying around, I hit one of the branches, and when I hit the branch, it caused my prop to shatter. And so I lost the prop and I crashed. And so that's what just happened here. So, but we're getting ready to start cutting, and I hope you guys enjoy. Great. It has overdeveloped sucker limbs on it. It hasn't been pruned in forever. See how you got all these sagging brushes? We're gonna trim all that, make it look pretty. And when I look at these trees, I always wanna try and see if they have any health issues, especially majestic live oaks, because, well, they're special trees. And so when I look at this tree, the first thing I notice is it has this white stuff all over the bark. There's a big patch of it right there. And you can see patches of it in the crotches. So it tells me that there's a problem with this, and it's really bad in that crotch right there. So I need to address that issue. And then so here's the other issue, y'all, with these limbs hanging over your roof. These are gum trees, and these limbs are very vulnerable to break. And so we're gonna climb up here and trim these limbs. And these limbs that are hanging over the roof, we're gonna climb up there and remove those limbs. And we've already got one limb that broke up here. Came down and knocked the whole thing. So I use this tool called a porter wrap. So, and it's this thing right here, and it's tied to the tree. And so this is the tool that I use to lower these limbs. So when I'm lowering these limbs, I'll have to tie it off. And I am gonna hold the rest on the time lapse. Because when I'm lowering the limb, will get hung up, and I'll have to cut it. Okay, it looks like we're wrapping up. And I also, this tool right here, it acts as a third person, because it'll hold the rope for me. So it enables me to work with just the climber. So I gotta get this over here, and then the branch is right there. It's the tool that we use the most. Oh, I gotta get up on the roof and see where probably, besides our chainsaws. And we're done. So me and Jacob, he's up in the tree right now. So Jacob's up there in the tree right now, and he's tying his limb off. He chose the limb that he's getting ready to cut. He's putting a notch on his limb. It off with the rolling bowline. I've got the bottom of this rope, and I got a good lock on it though. I tie it off, and that's a big swing for him to cut it. And he's gonna cut it. The limb's gonna swing. Then I'm gonna lower it to the ground, and we got a fire back here, so I'm gonna lower him down now as we're cutting everything. We cut everything on the side and in the front, and now we're trimming everything in the back. We're almost done. We've been here for about 4 hours. I'm gonna have to tie off and cut. I got it. So I was able to cut this up pretty fast. And I stacked it up over by the fence for firewood for her. And we burned the rest of the brush.
Come out of this one
By the time we got finished trimming all the trees, we had all the brush burned. So I was able to save my client $500 by burning all the brush.
On the roof. And then we'll be done. Just about.
So this tree was struck by lightning. This is a water oak that's in the backyard, and it's in between these two trees. It's standing about maybe 80 feet tall, and we can wrap our arms around it, but we know it's hollow, and this is a very dangerous tree because the entire top of the tree is dead. So we got a rope set in the top of this tree, and Jacob, he's gonna go ahead and put a nice bed in this thing and a nice notch. So if you guys saw how hollow open-faced notch was, and how dangerous that notch right between these two trees, and we've got a rope already set in the tree, and I'm gonna hang on this rope, and he's gonna cut it, and we're gonna pull it right on over in the hole, and then I'll cut it up into firewood and stack it up along the fence. Me and Jacob are debating on who gets to cut the tree down and do all the fun shit. This motherfucker's hollow, so I'll put a big old notch right here, a Humboldt notch. I'm gonna do a back cut. I'm gonna hang on this motherfucker and pull it right in the hole. Jacob got the saw. There was this large dead limb that was hanging off to the side. I knew it would hit the tree and go flying. So I had these pallets that I set up over by the house so it wouldn't bust out the window if it did go flying. And actually the limb did go flying when you hear all the chaos. And luckily I had those pallets lined up against the house and the window and nothing got damaged. So I did plan ahead. That's a good bed there. I could have done it better myself. That's gonna put that fucker right in the hole. He'll probably hold the meat right here on this side. So whenever you are falling a tree over and you make your notch, your notch, when you do your back cut is your last and final cut, and the back cut is gonna determine which way the tree falls. And how you make the back cut, it has a lot to do with how the tree falls and which direction it falls. Now, if you want the tree to fall to the right or to the left, what you're going to do is when you cut into the back of the tree and you come around on the sides, whichever direction you want the tree to fall, if you want it to fall right, you're going to leave meat on the right side and you're going to cut over onto the left first. And you'll cut where the hinge meets your notch. And if I don't want any meat holding it, I'll cut all the way through and then come on around, and then the meat will hold it. And so whenever I looked at the hinge, I could see that there was meat on the stump, on the right side of the stump where the house was. And there was probably 3 inches of of meat still hung up, a hinge, which tells me that he didn't cut enough on his right side and go deep enough because there was some meat holding it. If he would have cut all the way on the right side and came around to the left, then there would have been nothing holding it on the right side, pulling it towards the house. So you can make these trees turn when they fall if you leave enough meat on the hinge on one side and cut it all the way through on the other, and then gradually come into your hinge. All that meat that's sitting right there will hold it as it breaks, and it'll cause it to pull to the side and as it falls over. And that's how you can get these trees to turn when they fall down. Okay, let me show you guys the aftermath. Everything worked out very well. So there was a big limb that was hanging on the side. Right here, you guys see it. And it was actually this one. And when it hit this tree up here in the top, it wanted to get hung and try to roll over towards the house, but because I was pulling on it, and then it came right over in the hole. Then this piece went flying over here, you know, and so nothing got damaged. And Jacob made a very, very good clean cut. And look at how hollow this is, guys. He peeled it over just right. You can see the meat's right there. He left his hinge perfect. Left his meat over here. You can see that's where the hinge was that was holding it. So it did a good job. Now we have to trim this tree here, but it looks like one of the limbs that we had to trim got knocked off. But we got to get rid of this guy right here. So we have this very, very dead oak tree that was struck by lightning. It's in the backyard. The top is completely dead. We've lost half of this tree. And one of the things you can tell is when the bark starts coming off like this. And you can see cavity in the tree, and then you look up at the top, it's completely gone. So we just set our line in the tree. We've got a rope way up there in the very, very top. We're gonna put a notch on that tree right there, and I'm gonna hang on this rope and pull it right over in this hole. And then we're gonna cut it up to firewood. So this is how we remove trees. This is the hardest part of my job. We take a string and make a little loop like this. Take the ball through there, and then you put the ball through the hoop. Look at this. Bingo. And now I'm gonna take this and throw this up in the top of the tree. Right here. Okay. Here. You grab my camera and close. So that's how we get it up there. Once we get the rope up there, then we can pull the tree over. Here we go. Bingo.
Good shot.
Good shot. So, we got our string up there. And now I'll tie our rope onto the end of this. And then the climber can go up the tree. So we're trimming trees today, and this is the hardest part of my job today, is setting the lines, and I'll show you guys how we do this. This is a bean bag.
This is a 14-ounce bean bag. It's got some sand in it. It's a little 14 ounces. So you get some string. And I tie a loop like this. And I just put the hoop through there like that. And then I drop the bean bag in the hole. See? Bingo. And then when I want to take it off, I just slip the little knot out. See? Oh shit, I did it backwards. Okay, if you do it backwards, it won't come out. See? So. Oh, I did it backwards again. Backwards again. Okay. Well, anyway, y'all got the gist.